are back, you beautiful people, here with round 2. There, you just heard it. Round is started. We have Morgan on the left and Mason on the right. Fish, what are they playing?
Well, Icewind DFF from Mr. Villainark himself, Morgan, and Mason coming in with a very spicy brew of Cat 6.
Alright, Cat 6, known quantity, we all know what to expect. Lock, Celeste, getting in there, party damage, sets doing that extra dull freezes. What can we expect from Icewind DFF? Because we get to showcase some of the new cards that the box has to offer.
So it seems to be a lot of let's play sort of the DFF forwards, Warrior Light, things like that, getting crystals, make a massive, and also like things like, as you said earlier, the new bats, I search, get more crystals.
I see a Setzer, I grab a Setzer. Nice and simple play. Although he doesn't have the ice card to play it, but he does have a Cyan and something else that he can discard. So he's not too stressed about this at all. It's pretty decent opening for Mason, all things considered. What's he tossing? Is he tossing the Demon for the Cyan? Not a problem. So, Morgan, what you got for us? That's a couple new cards I'm hoping to see in his hands. If he could tilt his cards so we could see them. We got Luso, we got, I think that's Sedan, I could be wrong.
Yeah. Now I do believe he's only playing one Luso here, just because it's not really a Storm deck. He does have a few Stormy turns, and he might be able to get to cast 7, but it's quite unlikely, to be honest.
So, we got a brother, we got a Lulu. Nice, simple, standard, everyone's favourite cup of tea. Although I prefer Earl Grey, but that's beside the point. So,
you sure you're not a Tory?
Everyone's a little bit Tory sometimes.
Oh, God.
Yeah, let's not do that one. That's going to get us cancelled quicker than Theresa May's running through a field of wheat. So, I see we drew a Mateus.
Yeah, Steve, completely agree. Don't know what Mason's even thinking. He sat down today and went, yeah, I don't want to play my monsters deck, so someone give me one. And apparently Cat 6 is where he ended up.
So we got the Mog for the Setzer. We got our backup. Setzer is, of course, the key backup for Cat 6, along with the Interceptor, because we like our hate. Interceptor's just a good boy. He's such a good dog.
Mate, honestly, like that Setzer though is putting out so much into Cat 6. That additional dull freeze on the party is hard to deal with.
So we have the Stillet Skin, and the Stillet Skin searches 1 costs. We've already seen the Luso, which, as you said, is a one-off. So I'm assuming Evray is next on the agenda.
Yeah, I would definitely think so.
Yep, there it is.
So Mog in hand still for Mason.
Yeah. So if Mason gets another forward or a backup down, Mog is free. Which is a word the Tories hate, of course. So I'm pretty sure that's a Sid Hayes.
Must need the ICP. Yep,
Yeah, no, completely understandable.
Yeah, that's going to colour fix very nicely.
Do you know what? I want to give a shout out to the game for the way they designed these movables, because the element matchings for most of them, at the very least, are perfect.
I'm pretty sure the Earth one was not really my thing, though.
Earth for Lightning? I mean, yeah, that's a bit of a weird, because Earth Lightning obviously has plenty of backup searching backups, but the Fire to Ice, the Ice to Wind, the Water to Fire, exactly, like the Water to Fire one is played in Cat 6 decks if you want to splash that water in.
So, Mason, Sabin, nice and early.
No.
Can he? Yeah, he's going with the Mog.
And this is correct, because Icewind does not play a lot in the way of your traditional board wipes.
No, that's it. And we've already seen the one Luso go. So Mason's probably sitting quite pretty here. Like.
So Morgan's going for a 3. And a 5. Not a 5. Show us that bargain bucket. We want them thighs.
Okay, so but he does have the reactivation from the Every.
It's free, sure. But I want to see where he follows this up, because this is a scary board. He needs to be wary of the damage he's taking. Lulu, Asura. He can get the Luso back with this.
The thing is, I still don't think he's going to get to cast 7. Not based on what I saw earlier from the deck, anyway.
And this lock needs to be dealt with. Yes, Mason, we know you have S-Effect fodder. Congrats, no one's surprised.
Wait, the Cat 6 plays more than 1 copy of Savage?
Does it?
Wow.
Sailing so.
Well, I never.
Hey, in my list, when the crystal cut, I played 9, and I stand by that.
And it
This
still
man
felt like you didn't have enough.
No. Alright, so the Amaro and the... Okay, he drew Amaro Edgar, just like... This man's just got God on his side.
I mean, I don't want to make jokes about someone stacking decks and all that, because that'll definitely, belie the luck that's going on here, but...
Yeah, if it had my way, he'd be stacking shells, but there we go.
So, getting in the party attack straight away.
Dolan frees the Mog, perfect sense. It's a colour fix. Ishtola, ooh.
Nasty.
Ooh, there's an EX. What do we
Okay.
get from this? That's not good. That's okay.
There's got to be a character, though, right?
He needs 2 crystals for this, and he's yet to generate a single crystal.
I guess it all depends if he has Warrior of Light in hand. But that's only a once per turn thing.
I think he does. I haven't given the Wind ones a read yet because they are way beyond my comprehension in this game.
It just seems to be, from what I understand them, you play them and they give you more crystals.
I do know one of them is just a standalone decent card. I can't remember which one it is.
Okay, so you're going to take the block, play the Chalkbow.
Yep. Perfectly reasonable. Well, we got Steve is saying it takes an extraordinary Icewind gameplay to have a passable chance for this. Yep. Especially with how quick Mason is putting on the gas. Because he's going to get an Edgar down now. And he has some reasonable targets. Demon is 1. Getting another Mob is Celeste. Yep. Nope. Perfectly good targets.
Kind of feels like Mason's kicking a puppy to death here, right? Mm-hmm. It's just...
Yep.
Yeah.
And of course, Icewind's best chance of dealing with this board is keeping them down, is dulling and freezing. Edgar, with the salmon in hand, says, hell no. We standing up, we fighting.
Yeah, and I don't think Morgan really has anything there. He's drawn another brother. He does have a bat. That'll get him a crystal to start.
And get him 1. It's a good start. Izana. Is he going for the bounce or the flip? He's going for the bounce.
You can stop flexing there, Mason. We already know.
Do you know what? I'm half expecting Morgan to generate a crystal and then Mason should just throw down Robol, nick it, and he's a forward. This is such a strange look, but he's doing well. So far, I can't really fault his gameplay. Lulu gets the Asura. I assume we're going to go for a reactivation of backups here. Yes, we are. Alright.
He needs as much as he can get out of this turn, and
we're going to lower something to 5 as well. I'm not sure what he's chosen. If it were me, I would probably look at the Sabin because it's the one that doesn't get the buff from the activation effect.
Yeah, but I don't know what he's got to be able to follow that up. Even if it is, it doesn't really matter what his target is if he has nothing to choose to go against it. I mean, based on what he's had here, if he used the Asura to maybe have gotten back the Luso, yeah.
Yep, shoot the Lulu. That is going to really throw a spanner in the works because he's not going to get the bounce, he's not going to get the draw.
Yeah, still set something from the 5k power though.
And he's got a Bart, he's got a Tota that is dead. Because I believe the Toad does need 2 crystals to do the effect. Yep, there's the Barts. Get a crystal, search DFF.
Again, though, I don't know what saves Morgan here. It's basically Mason has had the drawers of drawers. He doesn't need anything else.
Of course, Morgan is Mason's alter ego when he does compete at tournaments. Okay. Oh, that is a search target and a half. And he has cast enough that it does work.
I mean...
Oh no, it needs to be the exact... I've lost track of where he's casting, but I think Sedan needs to be the 3rd. Or is it...
I think he just needs to have there needs to have been 3 cast.
See, I just blocked this Sedan out of my memory, out of sheer pain and agony.
Mate, this card is one that I do believe needs banning.
We don't use the B word without evidence.
We do, because it's... Okay, let me play all of the cards in a deck where I get all of the value. but I get to use your cards as well. Seems like a bit much, in my opinion.
Alright, point of damage from the lock, and another point of damage.
I
We're
mean,
at 6, and we're at...
Yeah, and it's over. I mean, sound off in the chat if you think I'm wrong about Zidane. Steve, we all know you love playing a bit of mill, so of course you love Zidane. But I hate it.
Well, everyone should be forced to play the Opus 1-1, and that is that. Alright, you don't even get the Opus 3-1 back. That card laid enough traumatic memories on us as it is.
Yeah.
With that being said, jokes aside, Mason played that about as clean as he could and convincingly beat Icewind.
Yeah, I don't... Like, again, this isn't a typical Icewind deck. So, you know, we weren't going to see any sort of stormy turns, really. But I still don't think, because we didn't really see the DFF stuff get off the ground there for Morgan, so, you know, I don't think he was the best at matchups for him.
No, and sometimes that's just the way it rolls. This is a game of rock, paper, scissors. Certain decks do beat certain matchups, and this is a perfect illustration that's similar to last game, where we've had one-sided games so far.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Again, though, last game though I still think closer than the score lets on. You know, Adam played his heart out with what he could, but again, that typical turn 1 mono ice play of Theodore is a killer. Mm-hmm. It is a killer.
Just goes to show, Wind doesn't wait for anyone. If Wind doesn't have the time it needs to properly set up and counter it, it can be steamrolled. People, do not be scared of Wind. It is beatable. Go in, head first, smash it.
Yeah, Dull Freeze, discard and break backups seems to be an absolute winner against any sort of Icewind builds. Or just spam out forwards after Luso goes to bin, one or the other.
Mm-hmm. Well, we will give us a couple minutes and we'll try and pull Mason over to see if it really is Mason or not his alter ego twin.
I mean, man, the amount of times I've messed up his name so far, who knows?
Alright, catch you in a bit, guys. Alright, guys, we're back with the victor from that game, Mr. Mason Morgan Healy. Hey, it's got to be brought up every time. That was a pretty one-sided game. Did you feel in control the whole time?
Yeah, entirely. Like, there was just pretty much, he already was like, oh, I bricked. And then there was a part when he revealed the top 5 and he didn't add Edward. I was like, why do you not add Edward? You can kill my Sab. And he's like, oh, I have one in hand. And I was like, oh, okay. I guess I'll play Edgar. Savin activate all my cards. He's like, oh, good play. I guess I'll discard my Edward.
Well, you heard it here first, guys. Playing Edgar Sabin is a good play. Thumbs up approved. All jokes aside, how have you been finding Cat 6? Because it's pretty new for you.
Yeah, it's it's different from what I've been playing. It's rough trying to figure out the lines most of the time, but yeah, it just has that like Exodia where you have like Edgar, Sabin, Mog on top, and then you're just constantly done freezing. It does feel like it just has that Exodia, but obviously the part is when they interrupt you and you're just trying to get to it, but hey-ho.
Yeah, so have you read many of the new Dissidia cards? Because obviously you were playing against a Dissidia deck.
No, I actually haven't, to be honest. I'm waiting for FF decks to have them, but they're just not.
Wait, FF decks don't have cards?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was a pretty comfortable matchup. Obviously, Icewind is not the best matchup going into Cat 6. You're playing very aggro from the off. They can't do much to board wipe to clear you.
Yeah.
What were the threats that you were considering in your heads?
Well, it was stuff like Lulu into Dryad, Lulu into Brynhilde if he had it. Well, Brynhilde, he wasn't even running, but...
Yeah, he wasn't running fire, bro.
No, but like, it was just, Lulu was like a slight threat. I know the Tidus, I think it was, that bounces cards, but like, I had a 1-cost card, a 0-cost card, or a card that added me something, so I wasn't really scared of that. Then there was Shantoto, which I think I saw, which gets him another card once again. I already have Edgar Sabin. So it felt like, yeah, if once I had pressure, you just couldn't answer it, because I could always apply the same pressure back if you did anything to it. So yeah, it was...
So having played Cat 6 for a couple of weeks now, if anyone did want to pick up Cat 6 and learn the deck, what are 2 key cards that you would highlight as, apart from the obvious lock sets, because everyone says those. And
That's ruined me. Now I actually have to think.
no, I want you to think. I want you to educate the masses. Pick 2 cards that you've got to go, right, this is how you use this, and this is how it helps you wins the game.
Well, it's quite easy. First of all, it's Shadow, because Shadow helps you get Setzer. That's a big one. I think probably the biggest choice you really have to make, I say make, sometimes it's just made for you, is just deciding which Celeste you want to play. Because that Celeste can decide your game plan between aggro or control or mid-range with the dull and freeze or add yourself back compared to the dull all your forwards unga bunga sort of thing. So yeah, it'll probably be between the Celestes and the Shadow, even though I didn't play Shadow there, but it's probably like the 2 cards that make me think about matchups differently compared to like you said, Setzer and Lock, which is obviously the obvious answer.
Well, I mean, we mentioned Shadow, and there is a new Shadow coming out in the next set, which could potentially cause some
I think it's insane.
It's good.
Cause,
it reads really good.
Because you would play with Amaro, right? So like before you'd even discard, you would just Amaro to fob your hand to get a forward, and then you draw 4 for that turn, essentially. And then you get a forward. And it's practically warp 1 most of the time, because you'd have 2 forwards, and it'd warp 1, and it'd warp 2 extra because of the card you have.
Exactly.
So it's a warp 1 9k that makes you draw 4.
I mean, the maths there, it checks out. Hey, GCSE maths teacher over here, just saying.
His next stint's going to be on Countdown, guys. He's going to be the numbers guy.
So, just to wrap this up then, obviously one thing we did notice was that Morgan was playing the ice removal that taps for wind.
Yeah.
And obviously I think they've designed these removals really well, and the water one is sometimes used to allow water to be brought into Cat 6, so you can run this tricolour of Fire, Water, Ice. Would you consider that for the future, or are you much happier with just the Fire Ice as a whole? So I didn't notice any water cards in there, so I'm assuming you're not running them?
No, I'm not running the water. I don't know if I kicked a child in a past life or something, but I have some bad voodoo with bricking, so I don't like going past 2 elements most of the time.
Well, it definitely felt like you were kicking a puppy in that one, so...
But yeah, like, for the tricolour, it probably has higher highs with like, what's that princess called when you party attack and deal a damage, you draw a card?
Oh, Andoria.
Yeah, because then you do the lock thing, you draw 2 cards, and that's obviously just insane. But
And then you also have Strago and Fiend access.
yeah, but then at the same time, it's like you're also diluting the other part of the card. I don't know. Yeah, it's just better in some metas or against certain matchups, if you want to say that. And it's just, I guess it's just flavour of the month.
Alright, and then one final question. If you were to highlight a spoiler from the upcoming set that you would like to shout about and say, I like this card, what is it? First one that comes to your head.
First one that came to my head was, I forgot his name now. It's the Warrior of Light. He's literally the most recent one. Ingus?
Yeah, Ingus.
Yeah. Like, he's basic, but 1 CP, find the character. Especially the Mono Earth running around that seems to enjoy playing Jehovah, Synthesis, and Leononis. That means most of the time when you on 5 backups, you'll probably have something. Then you play it, search Leononis, play that for like 4. And then you play something else, and it's just such a big tempo.
Can it play Montleonis?
It doesn't play, but it searches.
Oh,
It just
yeah,
searches
yeah.
there for it.
Yeah.
But Montleonis will also play the Ingus.
Yes, yes, it will.
So like, yeah, it's a very basic card, but it just adds more consistency, and that's all. That's one of the major parts of like deck building most of the time.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. Vanilla ice cream is the best ice cream. We will be right back with round 3 after these messages.